Hey guys, I'm Bo Bachelor. This is the first video I'm making on the E30 restoration. So I'll give you the story sort of. So this is the one we bought first. This is a 323i. So obviously that's the M20D23 motor. It's super clean, but it's shitty auto, 4-door, and like I said, Series 1, so it's not really what we wanted. It's clean as though. Yeah, it's just super nice. 110,000k, so it's been really good looked after. The dash doesn't have any cracks in it, so it's pretty much perfect condition. And it's in this colour called Grün. I think it's AKI. I can't remember. Nah, it's a cool colour, but we're actually selling it at the moment. So because we just bought this other shit box, but it's a mad shit box. Alright, I'll show you that. Here she is. Here she is. Ooh, 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 ooh. So, Diamond Schwartz Metallic, which is, I reckon is a pretty cool colour, but yeah, this paint's in real shit condition. I don't know what wheels they are. Someone knows, just let me know. And then obviously 2-door, it's a 318i with an auto, so that's not very good, but it doesn't matter because we're probably getting rid of that later anyway. And I don't know, we got heaps of different options. So yeah, I actually know the previous owner of this, and I'll tell you, it's seen better days. He had some interesting modifications. This is just will describe who he is. Oh no, my M badge fell off. No, and there's also the automatic sunroof, which I think is actually pretty cool, but some might not. And yeah, just to give you a description of what it's like in here, it smells like ciggies. Probably this I think, yeah, there's ciggies in there. But yeah, she's been a bit toasted. Wow, it's hot. Look, no handle, but wait a sec. We got a sunroof, so it's all good, boys. It's all good. It's all good. So we'll give you a better look here. Just a walk around. Now it's going to be a completely different car by the time we've after we've done. Oh, I forgot to show you, you ran into a wall. So as you do, you know, everyone runs into a wall. So you know, give it a quick clean.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh. Get a little bit of a cold start happening this morning. It's not really that cold, but yes. It's in gear. Going the right way? Oh, I do. Hello, my name is Bo Bachelor. Pretty much got some inspiration off my mate Mitchell. He made one YouTube video, and that was enough to get me to make a YouTube video. So pretty much I'm here using my phone here at the moment because the big rig's broken. Do you want to say hi? Yeah. The big rig's broken. Oh, fuck. And there's no SD card in there. It's not actually broken, it's just got no charger in it. So I need to go find can't find the charger to charge the battery. Don't know where that bloody SD card is. I might go have one more look. Good news is I found the SD card. What are you doing? So I don't have to go buy an SD card. So that's pretty good. So first of all, we've got a bit going on this morning. Big poo trolls in action at the moment, so that's pretty good. Which means that I have a daily. Well, I have a couple of cars, but this is the only one I want to drive. So, pretty much. First things first, we'll go buy a new charger. This is going to be the second charger I've bought for this bloody camera because I keep losing. This is the second one I've lost. Then we're going to go up to Brisbane. COVID lockdown got lifted yesterday, so that's pretty cool. So what am I doing in Brisbane? Fuck. Oh yeah. Going to drop a front subframe off for the E30. So that's pretty cool. So that can get pretty much the sway bar mount. I'll show you what it is, but pretty much the sway bar mount has like torn off. Got to go pick up some hydraulic lifters, a E10 E10 reservoir, some different little like hard lines and stuff, and yeah, some little, well, I think like M10 or no, M8 or M6 by 1 thread brake line little. What do you call these? When I get them, I'll show you what I'm doing and stuff. But yeah, so pretty busy. Oh, and then also chassis mounted shifter for it as well, because I got to sort out the situation between the. Oh, anyway, don't worry about it. I'll show you later. All right, so it's about an hour drive till we get to where I need to go. So we'll go pick up those parts, and I'll see you then. There's such a mint E46 M3 with an S62 on it over there. This place is so sick. So I've just got back from Brisbane, picked up a whole heap of parts off Matt Gresham and dropped the subframe off at his same shop, but to a guy named Shane Hill. So the front subframe is getting reinforced and yeah, fixed, because the sway, I didn't actually show you, did I show you? I can't remember. But the sway bar mount actually snapped off. So yeah, that's going to be cool, all powder coated. So $300 is what he's charging. It was like $300 to get it all reinforced and everything, or otherwise $200 for a new one. That's what I was quoted. So it'd be stupid not to, putting the M50 in. So I'll show you the parts I bought. So this is what I got from Matt Gresham. So first of all, we've got our E21 trans mounts. So these are supposed to be quite a lot more rigid. Well, a lot more firm than the normal E30 mounts that we use. So they're just going to help more with the chassis mounted shifter that we get. I forgot to pick it up today, as well as the linkage for the purple tag rack, but I will get it next week when I go to pick up the subframe. Next we've got all 24 hydraulic lifters, so it's 8 in there and then the rest are in this one here. So yeah, they're a little bit wheelie and shit, but yeah, pretty basic stuff. I've got to drop that to the engine builder next week when I go and pick up the subframe as well. And then the little nitty gritty stuff, I guess. We've got the, I don't know what you call it. I don't know whether it's a coating plug or like what it actually is, but it's a little chip that goes into the dash that changes it. Because like originally this car was a 318i, so it was set up for the M40 motor that was in it. So all of the rev counter and everything's going to be out, just because I'm not really too sure how it works, but I'm assuming it's just calibrated differently. So this changes it so you can run a 6-cylinder in it, and the rev counter reads correct instead of the other way around. So that's that. Pretty easy install. I'll show you how to do that. Also, we've got the E10 reservoir for the brakes. So that will go into the E87 booster or E90 booster. So I just still need to plumb all of that up. He didn't have the T-piece and the little fittings, so that I could actually, make the new brake lines and all of that. So I'm going to go back and get that when I get the subframe again. It sort of just pops straight in there. So yeah, got that. I can't really remember how much it cost. It wasn't too expensive at all. as well as from Matt Gresham. So that goes there. Came with like little bungs in it for the reservoir. And then also one of these, I don't know what you call it, but it's for the gear shift selector. So I might as well install that while I'm here. Pretty much what was happening was I replaced all of the bushings in this top piece, right? Which is going to be deleted anyway. So the carrier, you've got your carrier here, and then your actual selector here. I replaced all the bushings in here. So those are poly from Garagistic. Little bearing, bushing, whatever you want to call it here for the shifter. Replace that. And then also the rear support, put a little poly bushing there, even though it's all going to be deleted. So if there is anyone watching this for some stupid reason that would want to buy that off me, I'm sure I'd just give it away super cheap, probably even for free. And it is a G-Trag 240 as well. So if you have a G-Trag 240 and you want to get some carrier bushings and a whole thing, let me know. Pretty much, yeah, so the reason why this is going to be obsolete is because of the chassis mount. So the chassis mount actually deletes this, and then you just use your little selector rod. But what I was saying, see how I'll mock this up and I'll show you what the go was. So pretty much I've got it all hooked up now. The part where we get in the play is right in there. So I got the part to replace it, but pretty much there's a little foam cell in there and it wears out over time. So as a result of it, you can see when you go to change gears, it will like go in, back and second, third, fourth, and then I can't get fifth. But the play that I'm talking about is this. So see how it just sort of like sits there? It's one of two things. So that little thing should be able to fix it. The little, I don't know what you call it, but that part that I got should fix half of it. But also the selector rod itself, I don't know if you can see there, but it's a little rod, and just from doing like the sheer amount of Ks this gearbox has done, see how it's got a little bit of wiggle in there? It's just got too much play. So that can be fixed with a DSSR, which we might get down the line, but let me just show you how to replace this anyway, and we'll see how much it gets fixed by.
See in this one how there's a bit of foam, the orange foam. Yeah, well this one there's absolutely zero of it. I can't really see, but yeah, believe me, there's absolutely zero foam in there.
Okay, so that new little selector bearing, whatever you want to call it's on. So you just pretty much pop the pin out. Well, there's this little clip, so you turn the clip around, do a 180 degree turn, pop the pin out, and then it's the opposite, so just yeah, just spin it all the way back around. So that's what I'll do now. Yep, so it's pretty mint. Okay, so now that it's all like back together, we've got that rod back in place properly, so like that, and then clipping back over here. So that's neutral right there, so let's have a look. So yeah, still quite a bit of play in that. So it turns out that the selector rod joint or whatever is a little bit different to the one I bought. Put this up. So see where the pin goes through there? That's about where, like, that's probably about dead even there, right? And the one of this one is further back. So you can see the mounting hole is actually further back, which means that I can't actually get it into gear with this selector rod, whatever bush, I don't know what you call it, which means that won't work with the stock selector rod. It doesn't really matter, just because we're going to be using a different selector rod anyway, or we're either going to be using a DSSR or we're going to be cutting down the one that we've got. So it doesn't really matter, we'll just factor that into when we adjust it. So pretty much I got a call back from the engine builder today. The block head and crankshaft, the M52 B28 crankshaft, went and got all machine crack tested, and like the head got hardener tested or whatever it is. I'm not really too sure what you call it. Block came back and it was in really good condition, but the problem is we bought pistons for a standard size bore, and this thing needed boring out. So we have to buy a new block,
The reason why we bought standard pistons was because the previous shop that was going to build the engine told us to get standard. So we've spent all this money and now we have to replace the block because we were given the wrong advice and told the wrong thing. But not to get really into that. Yeah, so the head came back and they said it was really hard on the hardener test or whatever. I'm not really too sure what that is either. I'll look into it more when I get the sheet back. And crankshaft is also mint. So that's really good news. The motor should be about one or 2 months away. Now, what else? So that's where the motor is. I'll give you like a full build down on the motor and internals and everything when that gets here, but for the moment we'll just do what I've done so far and what we're going to be putting in. So here we have the E90 booster. So this one's actually out of an E87. It's the exact same type. Still need to put in all these lines, wire them up, yeah, hook them all up and yeah, do that bubble flout or whatever it is. So that's that done. As you can see, subframe's out at the moment. Put the manual pedal box in from a parts car that I got. Drove to Melbourne to got a manual 318i, which is also where I got that G240 from. What else has happened? So all new lower control arms. So lower control arm bushings with the offset lollipop, which was bought from Garagistic. It'd be interesting to see how they last because I know a lot of people have said bad things about them. New sway bar end links, using the standard sway bar on the front. I've rebuilt the brake calipers, so using all parts from Pelican Parts, I've rebuilt those front and rear brake calipers, and also put in DBA, I think T2 slotted rotors, I think it is. I can't really remember, they're brand new, but they've rusted since I've just been sitting here so long. On the rear, I've fully rebuilt that as well, so I've put in poly bushings in the rear subframe mount and the trailing arm mount. I think it was ADA, so that was ADA polyurethane from also Garagistic, which is the same hardness, ADA from the lower control arm ones as well. Relocated the battery to the boot, so this is also a mess as well. Batteries in the boot is just sort of floating around there for the moment. Got a little bit of rust cut out of this back section here, as well as the section up the front here, which I've painted. So we've sort of cut that out, so that'll be nice and clean. And then interior is fully stripped as well. So I got some sport seats for it. I'll show you that in another video. Got them for around $1,000. And yeah, there you go. There's your pedal box down there. Pretty happy. It's such a mint clean chassis, but yeah, just need to get it back undergoing. And yeah, so that's pretty much what we've done. Purple tag rack as well is here. What else? And yeah, that's just sort of like a quick rundown on it. So I'm doing these videos more for just myself. The documentary side of things, you know, show what I've done so I can remember maybe down the line, you know, this is what I did and that's why I did it. And you know, if I ever need to watch these videos back down the line, that's the whole reason, that's the whole like way I'm doing it. I'm not really doing it for anyone else, it's just my own stuff. If you want to watch, that's all cool and everything. Obviously it is on YouTube, so anyone can watch whatever the fuck they want, but